Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Oh, pardon me. So this is a video on a YouTube channel called Shadiversity. And Shad usually does a bunch of medieval stuff. Like has to do with knights, swords, um medieval lifestyle. And let me open this video by saying I do enjoy Shad's channel. I really, really do. Two of my favorite videos from his channel are the double-bladed sword analysis and the what did the sword of Laban really look like. Um, I'm just curious to see how much did actually how much research did he do into the dinosaur aspect. Um, just to yeah, just to sorry, there's something on the screen. So yeah, I'm gonna be reacting and analyzing the dinosaur stuff to see if he got a lot of stuff right.
Shadiversity. Greetings, I am Shad, and
Hello?
there is a question that must be answered. One of those timeless and important questions that we need to figure out. Could a knight defeat a dinosaur?
It depends on the dinosaur. So yeah, it depends on the dinosaur. Like if a knight was fighting a Compsognathus or Compsognathus, I call it Compsognathus. So if a knight were to fight a Congs a Compsognathus, if a knight were to fight one of those, it would have a very easy time. And a Velociraptor, I think he would have a pretty they would have a pretty decent chance of beating a Velociraptor. But something like a Utahraptor, T Rex, that kind of stuff, and Kylosaurus, no, dig an early grave, please, for them.
Now, there's actually a bit more complexity to this question than you might think. Mostly we're going to be looking at equivalent kind of size, and so around human size, though later on we'll briefly look at some of the more unfair comparisons like a Tyrannosaurus. Let's explore the most fair comparison that we can, and in terms of what type of dinosaur, it's like the Velociraptor size in Jurassic.
I'll pause the video to let the jet pass. It has passed.
Park, even though that's not the true size of velociraptors. The velociraptors in Jurassic Park and World actually reflect the sizes of what is called a Utahraptor. And that's the kind of size...
Actually. It's actually more reflected on the size of Deinonychus. Okay, so a bit of backstory. Michael Crichton, when he was writing the book Jurassic Park, he was looking into some dinosaurs for his new book, and he all of a sudden stumbled across a book written by Gregory S. Paul, I think. And yeah, and Gregory S. Paul believed that Deinonychus was an invalid genus, and Deinonychus is the animal that Velociraptor in Jurassic Park was modeled after. So he had some meetings with, I believe it's John Ostrom, I think, maybe, I don't know. And he cleared it up to Michael Crichton that, okay, so yeah, he's wrong. Yeah, he's wrong. Yeah, Gregory S. Paul just likes to make up stuff, and he has helped the scientific community with dinosaurs somewhat, but again, he's just one of those people who makes up crazy theories. And yeah, so it was actually the Michael Crichton designed it after Deinonychus and gave it the name Velociraptor. Uh, so yeah, that led to a bunch of people mispronouncing or misnaming Deinonychus. And just and also you can see the human at the side of the screen. You can just see it. The velociraptors in Jurassic Park are not that big. This is like borderline grizzly bear size. It's not. It's not what the velociraptor size was in Jurassic Park. It's just not. Like, I'm just picturing it next to it right now, and the velociraptor would be slightly shorter than the human, and it would be the length of the whole screen. It would be the length from the snout of the Utahraptor to the tip of the screen at the other side. And I'm just looking at it, and it's just funny that he says that it's around the same size. I mean, don't get me wrong, I used to think the same thing, but yeah, I used to think the same thing, and then I dug a little deeper, and I'm just like, oh, I was wrong. So yeah, just to point out.
Right then, that we're going to be looking at. But
Yeah,
to make this
look at that. That's a polar bear and Utahraptor comparison. I'm sorry. Like, even if you were fully, like, if you were covered in, like, full steel armor, I'm sorry. The Utahraptor will probably dent and bend that armor.
comparison and test to see how a knight could defeat a dinosaur. How difficult would it be, or easy? Might be easy. We need a dinosaur, and for that we are in luck. We have a dinosaur to fight against. And oh my goodness! It's a why are you holding a katana?
Oh my gosh, I have that costume. I really do have that costume. Why did they give it like dinosaur eyeshadow? I don't know. But yeah, I do have that costume.
We have it now. We actually will be looking
gosh.
at if the dinosaur could use a weapon, and if not. But to begin with, Sir Dinosaur, not a weapon yet. Not a weapon. Okay, we'll bring it back. So, but we'll need to figure out what's the best weapon for me to use against it. You have your natural weapons. Like, look at this. Look at this size of this mouth.
Okay. So if he's talking like Utahraptor or Dakotaraptor size, or just those dinosaurs in specific, they also have a sickle-shaped claw, and while it wasn't meant for slashing, it was meant for piercing. There was a test that was made on the Dromaeosaur claw, and it cut through leather very well, but it didn't much cut through flesh. It just got caught. And maybe that was the function, where it was supposed to get caught in the side of the prey, and then it just decides to maul it to death, and then yum yum. So, yeah, Shad, I think right now he's just covering like the basics of like any theropod carnivorous dinosaur. Um, yeah, but also if anyone plans on fighting like an Ankylosaurus or a Therizinosaurus for heaven's sake, oh no. That would be such a mess to clean up. Oh dear. Like, an Therizinosaurus is a big dinosaur. It's about the size of T-Rex. So is Dinochirus, actually. Sorry, different dinosaur. But Therizinosaurus basically has like swords as fingers. Like, it has 3 fingers on each hand. Each finger has like a 2-foot long claw, maybe 3 foot. I don't know. It has like a 2-3 foot long claw at the end of each finger. So there's technically 6 swords attached to its fingers. I'm sorry. But yeah, even with like European armor, you would get flung, and the unarmored bits would probably get cut a lot. And yeah.
Just to show you how well trained this dinosaur is. Look at this. And he doesn't bite. But before we get into the actual combat and fighting, I'm actually feeling a little bit peckish. I need some energy. So, look, Raptor, we need a break for lunch. We'll find something to eat.
All right, what are we going to eat?
We got a couple of things.
Yeah.
I feel like chicken.
Oh, Funny you say that because, my species actually, we evolved. We went on to evolve into the modern day chicken that you guys enjoy today.
Chicken.
Mm.
And you're basically saying you like a really big chicken.
Basically,
Okay, first, let me congratulate the guy for hiding his face. Like, he's putting his face in shadow, which really helps us focus on the head of the dinosaur. But if you really just start to, like, focus on the screen, you can see his face. But, like, if you're not looking for it and you're just watching this for fun, it just looks like the dinosaur just has words coming out of his mouth without him doing anything. Ventriloquist dinosaur.
I'm just a gigantic walking chicken. Why are you looking at me like that?
Good thing we got HelloFresh!
Oh,
Oh, yeah! If you haven't tried HelloFresh before, now is a brilliant time because of this phenomenal deal I'm able to offer to you. All you have to do is go to HelloFresh.com and use code Shadiversity16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. And with some of those free meals, you would be able to choose between 30 different dinner recipes each week. That's the most choices of any meal kit. And did you know you can even update your delivery address so you can enjoy HelloFresh at your vacation destinations with just a click? They also have a line of kid-friendly recipes for picky children eaters. And I can actually speak from experience with that because one of my younger children is extremely picky, but he genuinely loves HelloFresh. They have a range of fit. Let's look at this. We'll start with a longsword, okay? I do have a pet peeve in like dinosaur movies, and it's how incredibly effective dinosaurs usually are.
Again, it depends on the dinosaur. Like a T-Rex, it's not very fast. If it went any faster than, I believe, 18 miles per hour, its legs would break. Um, but like again, like back to the Utah Raptor comparison. Yeah, it would be a quite effective. It's decently fast. About I want to say like 32 miles an hour, maybe. I don't know. Um, so yeah, like 32 miles an hour. It's very strong, bulky. So yeah.
Against people. I want to address this, and then we'll actually look at the knight's capacities and things. But usually in dinosaur-related movies, dinosaurs are very difficult to kill. But we have some more direct pointed, comparisons as to animals.
Like Triceratops, Stegosaurus, Ankylosaurus, any Notosaurid, any Ankylosaurid for that matter. Yeah, because they have very durable, very thick hide, and it, like T Rex with its steel crushing jaw strength, couldn't do anything to that armor. Yeah, and it's like a biological. It's a very thick, very durable, light. I don't want to say lightweight because I have no idea. But so it's very durable. It's very thick. And very effective. Like special, probably against like a longsword as well. Like, and even if you were to like get to the underbelly of an ankylosaurus, it would still be a very difficult time shoving a blade into its stomach because it is also covered with bony scales. Now, it has those little armor plates, those giant armor scutes, like on its back, but then the rest of it, like it has little bone plates in the scales. So it's still going to be a very difficult time piercing the hide. But yeah. So Ankylosaurus, there's no way a knight would win. I'm sorry.
Predators of this size against humans, like lions even, or roundabouts, Is there a better comparison to like a Utah Raptor size thing versus like there's lion?
Grizzly bear, polar bear, um yeah, grizzly bear, polar bear, like almost any bear. If we're going from like Deinonychus size to Utah Raptor size, yeah. Uh Now I am stupid and don't really know a whole bunch of dinosaurs. I know a good chunk, but I don't know everything. So, yeah. So just so like there's any bear Lion, like you said, well, a lion is more the size of a Deinonychus. Um, Shooting, I'm actually trying to think now. A hyena would be the size of a small Deinonychus. A hippo would be the size of a Utahraptor, that's for sure. A Utahraptor would be the size of a hippo. Yeah, that's homicidal water horse.
There was a time in Florida a while back where this guy was wearing a Barney costume and had like a meth rampage.
Yeah, fighting like
What? What? Huh?
a lion or really big bear, okay? And it's not necessarily to say that a raptor or a dinosaur of similar size would be better or more effective in combat than those animals. Yes, it's got a big mouth, but I mean, so do crocodiles. They got big mouths.
Yeah, but again, they can bend steel with their mouths. Like their bite force they can bend steel. T-Rex can crush steel. Like, and just like a Dakota Raptor or a Utah Raptor, definitely Utah Raptor, could definitely bite and bend it, and then once it lets go, you can definitely see some teeth marks. Like, will it like deform significantly? No, but it will bend to where it's like just noticeable enough that people with OCD have a panic attack. Yeah.
And you got small arms. Look at you can't even.
No, not really. So the small arms thing, that's really only a Tyrannosaur and a Belissaur thing. And a Belissaur is basically what a Carnotaurus or a Majungasaurus is. A T-Rex, we all know what a T-Rex is. It has a bunch of relatives, Daspletosaurus, Albertosaurus, all of them have small arms, but if we're really talking small arms, make fun of the Abelisaurus, not the Tyrannosaurids, please. The Tyrannosaurids at least had some use for their arm. They could bench press quite a bit. But an Abelisaur, the only use for the arm, according to Prehistoric Planet, is a little mating dance, which is so hilarious to watch. Yeah.
Reach past your own head. See, try and do you have a scratch on your head? Imagine if you had a scratch on your head. Go on, try and scratch your head. Try and scratch your head there. No, you scratch your head.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Dromaeosaurids have long enough arms to where, like, they can itch their own head. Their neck is flexible enough. Their arms are flexible enough and long enough. And also, like, they can groom themselves. Like, they open their wing and then they groom themselves under the wing, like you see some birds do. So yeah, the only ones really having a trouble with that are Abelisaurs and Tyrannosaurs. That, to my knowledge,
See, dinosaurs, they got problems. I'm just saying. Okay, so one of the issues would be is stopping power. Well, actually, no, even before then. Okay, let's just address: could a dinosaur of this size actually? How easy would it be to offend a knight in armor? It comes down to biting force. So try. I can feel some pressure. There's some pressure there. I mean,
Okay, like I said before, like T-Rex would crush steel. Utahraptor would dent it enough for a person with OCD to not like it. Velociraptor would probably have this effect. Like you could feel it. It would be some pressure and it would be tugging, but again, not significant. And a Compsognathus, you would just feel something tugging at your arm, or you'd just be like, "What the heck? Oh, look!" and stab.
Ike, okay, you can let go now. I don't think it could bite through hardened steel metal. Depends on the quality of metal. If I was just wearing chainmail,
Quality of metal and the type of dinosaur.
I reckon the force would have the potential to break my bones. But if there's enough structure in my armor, we could compare the bite force of a raptor to something like a crocodile. I think that would be fair. The armor might actually protect me for a decent amount. I think a helmet, like a metal.
I do agree with that. It would protect you for a little while. I mean, not against a T-Rex, but definitely like the majority of dinosaurs, it would protect you. Like I said again, like Utah Raptor, it would dent the armor, but again, the worst you would feel is it like pressurizing your arm a lot to like the equivalent of a dog biting with its gums. It like still very hard and it could be like irritating, but it's not that overall dangerous. Now, if you keep letting it do that, then it could start doing some problems. But like I said, like it looks like he's just like analyzing carnivorous theropods. So let's only focus on that side. So there's the tyrannosaurids, there's the dromaeosaurids, and the troodontids, the oviraptorids, and a bellysaurus. And what he's saying holds up mostly true except for the Tyrannosaurus. I can't say everything about the Tyrannosaurids, but I can say definitely that Tyrannosaurus, you won't stand a chance. But everything else, you could stand a decent chance, maybe.
Helmet would die. All right, let's try it. Go. So, I can't feel a thing. Are you even trying? Come on. Try. Bite harder.
Yeah. Okay. If he really wants to like know like how like it feels for like an actual animal to bite the helmet, I know this is like what they're doing is mostly for like comedic effect, but again, just type of dinosaur. Um. So again, like if especially it was the head and a dromaeosaur had a good hold on the head, it could most likely pull the helmet off with the strength of its jaws and then finish you off. But if like the thing was somehow buckled to your shirt or something, or what is he wearing? Is that leather? No, that's not leather armor. That I want to say that's Gambison. I don't know. I'm not a medieval expert, like I said. But like, if he wants to try with a real animal, and the helmet is somehow buckled to whatever he's wearing, then if he wants to know how a T Rex, just try and just lay the helmet on concrete and then have a car drop on top of it. I'm just saying that's how it most likely would feel. Again, like I'm not an expert in Tyrannosaurus stuff, and again, I'm just estimating off the top of my head. But yeah, so this, while it is really funny, the only thing that would really like have that just like, are you even doing anything effect is Compsognathus, Velociraptor, Ornithomimus, Struthiomimus, Gallimimus, Archaeornithomimus, a lot of mimuses. But yeah, so like a big dromaeosaur like Utah Raptor, you would feel something. It would be bending the armor. And if it had a hold long enough, it could start bending it to where it's feeling discomfort. After that, you start feeling pain. After that, but no, I'm guessing that would probably take like 3, maybe 5 minutes. And maybe I'm being generous. I don't really know about the bite force of a lot of dromaeosaurs. I know the bite force of T Rex is significant, and no one would survive that. But yeah,
Oh, it's just so. And something I noticed, your teeth, it was hard for the teeth to find purchase on this smooth metal. There was some little things that could get caught up.
that is kind of true. Like if it's purely smooth metal, it would have a hard time finding it, finding like a good grip on the helmet. But like again, if you're standing still, which most likely you won't be, but if you're standing still, um, yeah, it could like find a bit, crush down a bit, and then make its own like teeth marks for its teeth to fit in, so it has a good grip.
On. So armor is doing its job fairly effectively. So does this say that like a raptor, a dinosaur, could easily defeat a knight, The armor.
Okay, he's mostly talking about dromaeosaurs then. So if we're talking about like every single dromaeosaur, which I don't really know, I only know like the most famous ones, which I really need to get more in touch and learn some of the unfamous ones.
Is actually going to protect you a decent amount, I think.
It's
What do you think the
yeah, it would protect you a decent amount for like again against the biggest ones, about 5-7 minutes. Now that's longer than most final battle scenes in at the end of a movie, which those are typically 3 minutes long. Sadly, I wish they were longer. But anyways, and something like a Velociraptor, 10, but that's being generous. So like on average, I'm guessing like 15, maybe 20 minutes, for it to like do some minimal damage. But again, like a big dromaeosaur, I'd give it 7 minutes.
primary areas are to bite at? Raptor, you are the raptor. So if I was like, yeah, where would you go for first? My head or arms? I think.
Dinosaurs wouldn't be that well, they were intelligent, but they were more of like the intelligence of an eagle or a hawk. So basically, they see the prey and they stalk it for a little while, analyzing stuff, analyzing basic stuff such as like, yeah, they're just spying. And then once they pounce, they'll go for whatever is most useful. And if it's like an ankylosaurus, it can quickly turn, and that dromaeosaur is dead. Organs are internally bleeding, bones are broken, bones probably stabbing into the brain, several dislocated bones, several bent bones, several shattered bones. Yeah. So, but if it was against like a baby Edmontosaurus, like a dromaeosaur, they would be stalking it, and most likely, like again, dromaeosaurs, like I'm sorry, but the pop culture pack hunting not really proven. I mean, family groups, I'm more of I'm leaning more towards that side, that they hunted in family groups. So there was a mom and a dad, and then once like the kids would follow for a little while, and then they would move on their own. Um, but like if one single one was hunting a baby Edmontosaurus, probably want to go for the head. Once that's not working, you will back up, think of another thing, probably go for your midsection next. Or since us humans have our arms to protect our midsection, and if you're holding a sword, you probably won't want to do that. So the back would probably be the next option. So head, then back. And that would be probably just like a dinosaur being just like, okay, head didn't work. It's not guarding its back very well. Okay, I'll go there.
Try and yeah, but you don't. Look, oh, you're dead. See, this.
Yeah, that would definitely hurt it. But it wouldn't be dead immediately. It would probably just back off and die a couple hours later, or if we're being generous, a couple days later.
The other thing, whatever Jurassic Park tries to tell you, dinosaurs are stupid.
They are not. I mean, again, they're not human level intelligence, so thank heavens for that. So, like, Blue, like the character of Blue in Jurassic World, I'm sorry to say, she would not be that smart. The animals in Jurassic Park, they could figure out how to open doors eventually. Emphasis on the eventually. They wouldn't figure it out like in 3 seconds like they did in the movie. Although that was terrifying. It's not very factually proven. They're not stupid. They are intelligent, but like again, an average dromaeosaur about the intelligence of a smart hawk or an eagle, maybe even an owl. So yeah, basically just picture the smartest eagle or hawk, and then have that in the mindset of a dromaeosaur, because they're not stupid, they're not dumb. They are not as smart as us, but they're still smart. And T-Rex, I'm thinking probably was around the same intelligence as about a normal eagle or hawk. Like, it's not dumb, it's not stupid. Probably probably the best interpretation of it is probably in Jurassic Park or Prehistoric Planet. Yes, I know Jurassic Park isn't the most accurate, but so like the level of the T-Rex intelligence, like I would say that's probably what it is. Like through the entirety of like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion, all of those are about the intelligence level of a T-Rex.
Compared to
Estimating.
humans, all right? See? See, this is the other thing. Whatever Jurassic Park tries to tell you, dinosaurs are stupid. Compared to humans, all right?
Yes. Like if a human like acted like a dinosaur with the same base level of intelligence, not with the personality traits, but just like with the intelligence level, I'm pretty sure they would be classified as stupid. Like medically, they would be classified as stupid. Like compared to humans, they are stupid, but they're still very smart to be an animal.
Hey, down, easy there. We'll get there. Gosh, I thought he was trained. So, if they actually try and bite a weapon, like we saw before, you know, they might be up for a rude awakening. It's not to say that a dinosaur couldn't offend a knight or damage him. If you get a tooth in the right area, especially if you knock me off my feet, you've got more mass. And if you're just, you know, what?
Especially against the sauropod. I'm sorry. If it knocks you down and then it steps on you, goodbye. And then Kylosaurus, if it hits you with that tail club, goodbye. Triceratops, if it runs you over with its horns, goodbye. Stegosaurus, if it runs you through with its stegomizers, goodbye. Kentrosaurus, if it runs you through with its many, many spikes, goodbye. But like a dromaeosaur, like especially a dromaeosaur, where they're more nimble. Well, there are two types of dromaeosaurs. There's the dromaeosaurs and the velociraptorines. The velociraptorines are more nimble and speedy, while the dromaeosaurs are more... Okay, so dromaeosaurids, there's dromaeosaurs and velociraptorines. The dromaeosaurs are more bulky, meant for like a jaguar or something. And velociraptorines, which are meant for more speedy, more nimble practices. So a velociraptor could probably find an easy way into the armor. Utahraptor would probably crush a little bit of the armor, and if it was being violent enough, it could probably tear some of the armor off. I mean, look at the armor he's wearing. I mean, no doubt it's probably effective against swords, but like if a Utahraptor, especially a Utahraptor, got a hold of it and then just started wagging it, like if you've seen like a dog just like shake their head and try to rip their toy apart, if it started doing that to the gambeson thing that he's wearing, not the red stuff. The red stuff probably would protect him very well, but the black stuff like on his legs, just several violent head shakes, and it's ripped clean off. Well, not clean off, but yeah, it would be ripped off. How long is this video actually? Oh dear. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a part 2. So see you guys in part 2 of this video, and yeah, see you in part 2.